Hi guys, it's Wendy. It's Wendy, and I'm here to talk to you about timeshare. Never buy it. Buy my book on Amazon. I have it in Kindle version. I have it this. It has forms to help you get out of timeshare, to fight with your credit people, with whatever you may want to do. Pick that up. It's very cheap on Amazon. Would love for you to do that. But today, I want to talk to you about selling timeshare. I want to tell you a nightmare story from my friend Alicia, who told me she spent 6 months trying to sell timeshare. And this was her experience, true experience. Sorry, it's just going everywhere here. So, most people assume, because the timeshare person told you when you bought it, that you have an asset and that you can sell this later on. Oh, don't worry. If you don't go to the beach in Myrtle Beach, somebody else will want it. Somebody wants this. You wanted it, right? Somebody else has wanted it. Everybody wants to be here. So they're going to tell you those types of things, even though it's completely false. So let me walk you through the reality of poor Alicia, who, first of all, she tried listing online. People said, oh, put it on Facebook Marketplace, put it on Craigslist, put it on timeshare resale sites. So she started out saying, okay, I'd be happy if I got $5,000 back on this, right? Paid $20,000. I'm not using it. I know, it's devalued. I'm going to try it for $5,000 that I paid for. You know how many people contacted her? Zero. Nobody wanted it. $5,000. They're like, no. So then she started looking around and she's like, oh my gosh, people are selling them for $1 because nobody wants these things. And I can't continue to pay $1,500 in maintenance fees for this place I never use. I don't want to do it anymore. So then she offered it for $1. Still $1. She put it on eBay, she put it on Craigslist. She hadn't even paid for ads trying to get rid of this. People wouldn't even take it for free because they didn't want the maintenance fees. So she got desperate. So she said, I'm just going to call them up. I have health issues. My dad's dying. I can't handle this anymore. This $1,500 could go to so much better things. I don't even care that, I've wrapped my head around the fact that I'm not going to get my $25,000 back ever. And I'm, can't sell it. I can't give it away. So I'm just going to tell the timeshare company I've had all these hardships. So she went there with her story, her hardship, which can sometimes work. I do recommend you try that. But she tried it and they said, no. They just laughed at her like, no, you sorry, you signed it, you signed a contract, so you have to do it. You have to keep paying your maintenance fees. So then she was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So she saw all these little things. Since she'd been talking about it, how our little Alexa and our phones all listen to us. I've heard her talking and complaining about timeshare. All these exit strategy companies kept popping up on her Facebook feed, and she's like, okay, I'm going to hire one of these. And there was one that just seemed real aggressive, seemed like good. So she gave them like $7,000 up front because they said that's what we need to get rid of it. And she's like, well, $1,500, paying that every year. And okay, I just want free of it because if not, I don't want my children to have to deal with this. It's such a burden. So she gave them the $7,000 and then boom, never heard from him again. Shell company gone. And so here she is, poor Alicia, still with her timeshare. Nobody will buy it. Nobody will take it for free. The company won't take it for free. And then an exit strategy timeshare company, which you will see out there everywhere, scammed her and took her money. Now, I do know there are some timeshare attorneys that do what they say they will do, but they're very hard to find the reputable ones. You need to go to your Better Business Bureau, talk to some other people. I would actually recommend hiring a real estate attorney in your town, somebody to kind of help you with this before I would go that route, because don't be Alicia. Don't lose $7,000 and then still be stuck with this product that's costing you $1,500 every year. And if she lives in fear, will have more assessments when she can't afford that. So some things to keep in mind here from this nightmare thing. There is no resale market. The average timeshare sells for 0 to 10% of its actual, and that's the ones that are better, like Disney and stuff that may actually have some value. Most likely your timeshare has no value. So yeah, it's just, you're not going to get anything out of it. And it's a long time, it might sit there for a long time. And then there's scammers out there who are just there. If they feed on your desperation that you want out of this. And a lot of people end up having to just pay these maintenance fees because they can't give them away. They can't use it because they can't even afford to go there anymore. They're too sick or in poor health. There's a lot of elderly stuck with these. So this is just terrible situation all the way around. I'd love to hear from you. Are you stuck in this nightmare situation like Alicia? There's a lot of people out there. There's no shame in that. We've all been on that road, and there's still some avenues that you can take. And definitely pick up my book, and we'll talk about some of those things about how to find a reputable attorney or timeshare exit strategy, how to craft a good hardship letter, how to maybe even just walk away if you have to walk away. And that doesn't I don't say that lightly because there can be some consequences, but sometimes desperate times take desperate measures. And that's what kind of Alicia ended up having to do is she walked away from it, and she did take a credit hit. But then she's been able to bounce back later on and not have to deal with this nightmare situation. So I'd love to hear from you. Have you had, success in selling your property? I'd love to know about it, because there are some properties out there like in Aruba and some Marriott properties and some different things where you might actually have some value. But I'd love to hear about it from you. And let's talk all things timeshare, so that we don't all keep making the mistakes of going down that road. So thanks, and have a great day.